What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Another Madden 21 connected player lock series video. My appointments went well and all that, so I think we're starting to ease our way back to our normal scheduled videos. So let's get to it. The New York Jets over the last 4 games split their games, but they lost some games and that they should have never lost and should have put up better efforts in some of these football games. Many people say that the Jets are not ready to be a playoff team, but they still have a chance to become that if they win out. That's the only chance they have, is to win out and win their last 3 games. And that means they got to find a way to beat the Chargers. Denzel Mims had a solid performance against the Chiefs. You know, he needs to do that again here today. You know, but this team needs to play a complete game. They haven't really done that much this year. Now the weather here this afternoon, 34 degrees, 11 to 13 mile per hour winds. It is a windy afternoon here in East Weatherford, New Jersey. It feels like it's 26 degrees. And by the way, it's raining, and as it stands right now, there's no signs of it slowing down. So let's get into it. The Chargers got a touchdown their first drive of the game on offense. Here is the league leader in passing yards, Owen Phillips. And I think he's definitely took some strides in some key areas this year. And I think that has been a big reason why this team is right now in position to snag a playoffs. Well, has a chance. Let's say it like that. And that's a 10-yard pickup to Matthew Foster. Matthew Foster is leading the league in receptions this year. And he's shown signs of a superstar receiver. Let's see if he can turn out to be that for the Jets. Second down in inches, and Ben Colvin's going to lose too. Yeah, I'm feeling better. You know, I got some key appointments out of the way now. But let's get back to the commentary. Third down and 2 from the 40-yard line. Ben Colvin's going to pick up a gain of 3 after losing 2 on the last play. He's going to pick up a first down. Hutt is right now in the backfield. You know, he's going to be a key player for the Los Angeles Chargers without a shadow of a doubt. But also, let's make this very clear. As on first down 10, Owen just misfired. You know, the rain, the wind, it's going to be tough to move the football through the air. You know, second down and 10, and nobody's seemingly open, and Owen got hit while throwing, incomplete. Third down 10 from the 36-yard line, and Owen's going to find Matthew Foster over the middle of the field, and he's going to pick up a first down. I really think, you know, these receivers and running backs are going to try their best to avoid a straight line drive to Derwin James. He's one of the hardest hitting players on the defensive side of the ball that we have in our league. Second down and 8 from the 49-yard line, and Christopher Herndon, the 4th, who's actually had a really good year, picks up a gain of about 4 to 6 yards. Third down 2 from the 45, and it's going to be Ben Colvin picking up a first down. Ben Colvin, you know, and by the way, and let me say this: as Ben Colvin picks up about a yard or 2, the Chargers do not have Joey Bosa, and they won't have Joey Bosa for the rest of the year. You know, this is a Chargers team that has struggled, and that ball should have been picked off. Owen got incredibly lucky. It looked like to me the post, the tight end was going to be open right in behind it. I think Owen just rushed the throw. Third down and 9 from the 40-yard line. Christopher Herndon slipped, but he still gets the football. And that's going to be a gain of 8. And that's a fourth down. They can easily go for it here, but they're not going to go for it. And by the way, the wind right now is actually at the teeth at the Jets. When I mean at the teeth, they're heading into the teeth of the wind. And Tyler Taylor nails the field. I'm still a bit stuffy if you guys can't tell, but it's gotten better. But here's the playoff picture, right? There's the playoff picture. We're right now pretty much right on the outside looking in. You know, like I said, the only chance we have is to win out, as Owen Phillips fires a dart to Denzel Mims. He picks up a first down. In my opinion, when the Pro Bowl voting comes out, the Jets have a good chance of having 2 receivers making the Pro Bowl. And if Denzel Mims makes it, as Ronald Jones loses 3 yards. If Denzel Mims makes the Pro Bowl, I definitely do believe it's going to be hard for the Jets not to re-sign him. But in second down 13, that's going to be a gain of 10. And it's going to be very hard, you know, when that guy's contract is up, you know, to not re-sign him. And Matthew Foster, he should go to the Pro Bowl this year. First down 10 from the 44 after the first down pickup. First down 10, and seemingly nobody is open. And Tut is going to get home with pressure, with the sack. And I think that's a big part of this game. You know, second down and 19, and Owen Phillips, you know, tried to go to the flat, but no feet were stayed in bounds. And there goes Christopher Herndon down the seam, and he's going to pick up not a first down. He's going to pick up a big game, but it's going to make it fourth down too. It's going to make it a manageable fourth down. It's going to give the Jets the possible decision to go for it here as we end the first quarter. 7-3 is your score, and they will go for it here. You know, fourth down 2 from the 36, and Ben Colvin, who right now leads the team with 7 rushing touchdowns. There's a chance he can finish with 10. First down 10 from the 32 as Christopher Herndon makes a catch. He shakes off a tackle. He picks up a gain of 14. By the way, quick question. Who do you think is going to win Game 7? This video will probably come out before, after Game 7 has already been played. Just so y'all know. Alright, second down and 8 from the 17. And, that is a great play from the Chargers, only a gain of 2. Third down and 6 from the 15-yard line, and incomplete. Welcome to the next Jets offensive possession, as it is now a 14-6 game in favor of the Chargers. And yeah, our defense is now off to a great start, especially our secondary. First down 10, and Owen's going to find Levi Bates over the middle of the field, and he's going to pick up a gain of 19 yards. I think Levi Bates, with the opportunities that he has gotten, and it hasn't been a great deal of opportunities, but he's gotten some. And I think he's done a good job with them. You know, and I think he has a really good future in this league and a really good future on this team. It's going to be a first down 10 and a carry of nothing. Nada for Ronald Jones. Second down 10 for the 42-yard line. And Matthew Foster dropped the football. He's had an excellent year, and we haven't really seen many plays like that. Third down and 10. They're going to go right back to number 87. He is in the clear. Number 87. And he's going to get tripped up. Matthew Foster tripped up at the 3. And that's going to give him his second consecutive 1,000-yard campaign. What a season for Matthew Foster. And I mean, you know, and on that play, that shows the afterburners he has. You know, but it was really a great route against number 21. I mean, that was just a great route. A really good route, and the speed and the acceleration that he has. He's not a big guy, you know, but he's a really good route runner underneath. First down and goal, they're going to go right back to him for the 3rd consecutive time. And the last 2 times, he makes the most out of them. Touchdown, New York. Matthew Foster puts up the first touchdown for the New York Jets. And the Chargers did not do anything on their next offensive possession. And it's now a 14-13 game as we are nearing the end of the first half. Ben Colvin gets involved in the passing game, you know, and that pass completion is going to give Owen Phillips 4,000 yards on the season. The man that right now is leading the league in passing yardage. He's one of the league leaders in completion percentage this year. You know, I mean, he's having a phenomenal year. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line, and Ronald Jones doesn't go anywhere. The running game hasn't really done much here in this game. You know, second down and 9 from the 30, and no one's really open. Owen tried to get rid of it, and he did, but couldn't really get anything on the throw. Third down and 9 from the 30, and Matthew Foster, he can't really bring it in. And actually right now they're going to say that this is a drop. I wouldn't say that was a drop myself, to be honest with you. And fourth down and 7, Chargers didn't do anything again, and you know, there's a slight opportunity to try to do something here. First down 10 from the 39-yard line as Denzel Mims picks up about a gain of 11. You know, and by the way, on that last drive, Owen Phillips threw his 23rd touchdown pass of the season. And there goes Denzel Mims once again. And that's a gain of about 10 with 1 second left. So they're going to give Tyler Taylor an opportunity to drill it from 57 yards. It looked like it was accurate enough, but it doinged off the crossbar. Maybe from 58, 59, that would have been good. Definitely from 58 yards. And ladies and gentlemen, the wind was at his back. Now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just so you guys know, the wind's actually traveling is heading at an angle. It's not just heading just like southwest, northwest, northeast, north, southeast. It's heading like northeast, southeast. It's heading at an angle in this game, just so you guys understand. But you guys see some of the scores around the league, 17-13 in Foxborough. This is a key game for a lot of teams. Obviously, these two teams and the Texans and Panthers, but also key game for the Jets to pay attention to, because that could help them get to the playoffs. Now the Bills, they're right now struggling. Josh Allen is struggling majorly. Now here are some of the numbers here in the first half. I think an evenly played first half. I think both of these two quarterbacks have been excellent here in this first half. But I think that the key difference is one team has been a lot better running the football. I wouldn't say a lot better, has been better running the football. I think both teams have struggled, but the Jets have not been able to get anything going against a Joey Bosa less front seven. Jets got to be better. I'll see you guys in the second half. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second half, as the Jets will get the football to open up the second half. And a good first half for Owen Phillips. Made some mistakes, missed some throws, missed some key opportunities in first down and 10. Ronald Jones. That's Ben Colvin. Again, nowhere to go. And on second down and 10, it's going to be Deontay Burnett with the motion. And they're going to send pressure in, and Owen just a little bit too far out in front. It's a windy afternoon here in East Weatherford, New Jersey. But that's a throw you got to make. Third down and 10. And Matthew Foster is short. He's had a really good game. Now, what happened on the last drive was this. Chargers got to the red zone. Justin Herbert fumbled it, caused by Jonathan Allen on the sack, and Will Shelby, our Pro Bowl safety, ran to the end zone, and we took the lead. That's how we got to a 19-14 score. We are up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are up. We're up. I mean, incredible, right? First down 10, Matthew Foster again. He has been busy here this afternoon. And Jonathan Allen, that sack you guys saw in that replay was his 8th of the year. Second and 1 from the 28-yard line. There goes Ronald Jones. And that is a solid pickup. And hopefully the running game can get it going. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, what we will do as Ben Colvin loses 2 yards. Just a little PSA announcement is that you might see a little bit defense in week 17. I'm not sure, but when the player introductions come up, I might add like a little mini clip, because I might send the weeks to the playoffs, just so we can get the Pro Bowl voting and stuff like that. As you guys see, we pick up a first down on third down and 2. Just so week 17, because usually in real life, before the last week of the season's games are played, they usually have Pro Bowl voting already done in real life. So I just want to make it as realistic as possible. But it seems like the running game is starting to get it going. Second down 3, Owen drops back. He fires to Ben Colvin over the middle of the field. He took a shot. And 18-27, 254 for Owen Phillips. And the Jets are now at the 15-yard line. First down 10 from the 15. And here's Ronald Jones in the backfield. Justice Jackson checks in. Maybe he can get some more playing time. He hasn't really made much of an impact in this game. Jermaine Pratt is now going to have to come off the field due to an injury. And this is a key drive for both of these two teams. The Chargers coming into this game Losers of 6 straight games. Second down 4 from the 9-yard line, and there goes Ronald Jones, and he's going to be inches short of a first down. And it's going to be just a QB sneak from Owen Phillips to pick it up. First down and goal from the 5-yard line. The third-year man from Eastern Washington is trying to get his team a touchdown, which would make it a 2-possession lead, and that's what exactly is going to happen. Touchdown, Christopher Herndon the fourth, the 5th time this year he has reached the end zone, and it's now a 25-14 game with the extra point to make it 26-14. All right, we're now in the 4th quarter here, ladies and gentlemen, as it is a 21-26 game. It's now, this has a chance of going right down to the wire. The Jets will open up their first possession here of the 4th quarter. And on first down 10, seems like nobody's open, and Owen's just going to throw it away. There was somebody in the area. That's not intentional grounding, and I think that's a good call. Second down 10, and Matthew Foster. He has been incredibly busy here this afternoon. Third down and 6. This seems like they're going to send a corner blitz. It will not matter. Deontay Burnett is going to make his first catch of the ball game. That is going to be enough for a first down. Derwin James was the one that made the play. And I think the Jets have done a good job of avoiding him. One of the hardest hitting safeties. Not just safeties, but players in the league, as Ronald Jones picks up 7. And the running game has done a much better job here in the second half compared to in the first half. And not on that play. Tut has done a really good job. Third down 2, play action pass. He's gonna try to lob it over the top to Denzel Mims, and I think that ball just had too much air underneath it. That's just how it is. That ball just had too much air underneath it. The Chargers didn't do anything, so it's still a 21-26 game as Owen finds Denzel Mims. This Chargers team, 3rd in the league in sacks, and that's pretty impressive, knowing that they haven't had Joey Bosa really, I wouldn't say for the entire year, but for a part of this season, Joey Bosa has not been active for this defense. And this defense, up front has done a solid job. Not in the second half against the run. I think the Jets have done a good job running the football as they just did on that play. That's going to be enough for a first down. First down 10 from the 47, 4-man rush is going to be Christopher Herndon the fourth, making a catch today. He scored his 5th touchdown of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him getting voted to the Pro Bowl. Second down and 4, and that one could have been a pretty massive play. A 7-yard pickup from Ben Colvin is going to pick up a first down. First down 10 from the 35, and Owen tries to go down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. That pass was intended for Jeff Smith. This game has a chance to go right down to the wire. Second down 10, and it seemed like the Chargers knew the run was coming, and they shut it down. Third down and 9 from the 35-yard line. Owen drops back, and he tries to go over the middle of the field to Denzel Mims. Incomplete, and I think that ball was just late from Owen Phillips, and they might count Denzel for a drop for that, but I wouldn't really blame that one on Denzel, as Tyler Taylor with the wind at the Jets' back, nails a 52-yarder. I just want to make sure everybody gets that clear. The Jets have the wind at their back. They're going with the wind for this final quarter of regulation. Well, not the final quarter of this game, because who knows? It's now a 29-29 game. Tied at 29. Owen has played fantastic football, but it's really been the running game in the second half. And Ronald Jones has been involved in the passing game, just like Ben Colvin. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Owen had a game-winning drive in Denver this year. Can he do it in the rain here at home? Deontay Burnett, that's a gain of 8. Second down and 2 from the 46-yard line. And nobody's open, and that one, let me be very clear. Owen's lucky that one wasn't a fumble. Third down and 6 from the 46-yard line, and Denzel Mims is wide open underneath. He gets the football, and that's a gain. That's a good gain. If I'm not mistaken, gain of about 15. First down 10 from the 41-yard line. Owen rolls out. He's going to find Matthew Foster on the rollout. Gain of 17. And now a timeout has been used Apparently not. I guess maybe an official timeout. I don't know what happened. No team lost a timeout. And I think both teams are confused. You know, and I think now the Chargers are using their timeout to see if they can get another possession. 2nd down and 3, and Ronald Jones has continuously ran hard here in the second half. Really, Ben Colvin as well. You know, the running game has been there. 1st down and 10, and really it's just trying to maybe just get a couple extra yards, you know? And that's a gain of 3, 2.5 yards really. And now a timeout's been used. Another timeout's been used from the Chargers to try to ice Tyler Taylor. Tyler Taylor from 27 yards out. As you guys see, it is a windy afternoon here in East Weatherford, New Jersey. I said that at the beginning of the game. On the right hash for his first ever career game winner. On the right hash, 27 yards, and it's down the pipes. And the Jets are going to move to 8-6 on the season. And they're going to win this game 32-29. What a ball game this was. Matthew Foster, Christopher Herndon, Denzel Mims. Those were the guys on offense that really had heck of a games. But really everybody made plays, man. This was a huge game, a huge win. They're going to move to 8-6. You know, and a quarterback duel. This was a duel from both of these two quarterbacks. Two quarterbacks, you know, early to mid-20s from both of them. In young teams, in many ways. One heck of a game. One heck of a battle from both of these two squads, man. You know, Justin Herbert, our secondary struggled today. Our secondary struggled mightily. You know, Keenan Allen had his way. Mike Williams had his way. Reed had his way. Kenneth Murray Jr. had a great game. Tyler Taylor, his first ever game winner. You know, this was a battle. You know, I mean, I think I understood coming into this game. We're playing against a team that is way better than what their record showed. You know, I knew that from the beginning. It doesn't shock me one bit that this is how this game ended up playing out. I'm just happy that we won it, and I'm happy that we had another opportunity to go do something. But games around the league, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Steelers. That's good. That's good news. That's good news. You know, Bengals beat the Colts. Joe Burrow, I expect him to go to the Pro Bowl this year, which would be his first in this series. You know, and the Patriots, beat the Chiefs, even though their quarterback threw 3 picks. They're still alive in the playoff hunt. That's a ding for the Chiefs, for their chances to go be the number 1 seed. Josh Allen, big time. Well, not really big time. He actually struggled in this game. The Cowboys in Washington, the Dallas and Washington rivalry. Washington wins that one. Lamar Jackson leads the Ravens to their 9th win of the season. You know, Baker Mayfield actually played well. And Daniel Jones went to Chicago and outdueled Mitchell Trubisky. It's going to be interesting to see who makes the playoffs and who doesn't make the playoffs in this league. It's going to be interesting, you know. And I think Tennessee most likely will be picking number 1 overall. And I don't know who they're going to pick up and who they won't. Now, there's a lot of key games that are going to be going on, and we'll probably go over that at the end of next episode. Cowboys are completely healthy. Here's their roster. Dak Prescott, he's made, I think, now 5 Pro Bowls. I don't know if he'll make it this year because I don't know if their team record will be good enough. And I think guys in the NFC have actually played fantastic football this year. Cortez and Moore, they have 4 studs at receiver. Really 3 studs. And they have great players on the offensive line. This is going to be a very tough game for us to win. And it's incredible to me that this team, by the way, the Cowboys, they went on about a 5-game losing streak this season. After opening up the season 2-0. That is incredible. Because this team does not look like a team that should be having that type of a losing streak. I mean, maybe 2-3 in that run, maybe 3-2, but 2-3? Well, 0-5? Really? 5-game losing streak? That is unbelievable. But this is a very talented team. I'm not surprised that they got their season back on track. You know, maybe, I mean, really in corners. I mean, they're really good up front. You know, they have good players in the back end. I mean, they have good corners. I mean, this is gonna be a tough game. You know, we're a young football team. You know, a little bit ahead of schedule. I didn't think we were gonna be this good. You know, we have a chance to go to the playoffs. We gotta find a way to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.